Compsim Management Tools, or CMT, is a software tool to facilitate knowledge capture, decision-making, and project evaluation. Relative to decision-making, this video will walk you through one of the approaches supported by CMT, criteria-driven decision-making. Compsim Management Tools also supports what we call option-driven decision-making. That will be introduced in another video. Criteria-driven decision-making is best utilized when one is choosing between several similar products. This video will demonstrate the process to choose between several different cars when the decision maker needs to choose the car that most closely matches the need. This video is not intended to be a full training session on CMT. CMT comes with the training manual and user's manual as part of the installation. Before starting this session, I have created a new database. It comes with one category titled General. Categories are like file drawers. One keeps similar topics in separate file drawers. In this case, I'm going to create a new category called Training. In my new file drawer, I'm going to add a new issue. This defines my problem, which in this case is what should be considered when buying a new car. When I save this new issue, I am sent to what we call the drawing mode, where information is added. We will be creating an information tree, and it is easy to visualize the structure if we manipulate information in a tree structure. Because we will be using the criteria-driven decision-making approach, the first thing we need to do is identify the criteria for making our selection. For this demonstration, I will identify 5 criteria: need for 4 doors, life cycle cost, gas mileage, personal desire, and availability of the car. Criteria-driven decision-making requires a certain structure of data. Each criterion is driven by an issue that is supported with the same set of options, the car models in this case. I use the segment function to create the issue part of this structure. For this demonstration, I'm going to choose between a Ford, a Hyundai, a Jeep, and a Porsche. Because I'm going to reuse this list of cars, I'm going to make a template of them and use the template to respond to each of the segmenting issues. Now I have the structure created for my criteria-driven decision-making model. Without establishing any values, I can look at my report. There's not much value in this report, however, because there's nothing yet to measure. Now for the most important part. I want to establish the importance or significance of my criteria items. To do this, I will use Compsim's patented graphical interface to accomplish this ranking and weighting. I am using simple drag and drop to establish the rank order, and then sliders for fine-tuning. There is often value in doing the ranking and weighting in a group environment. and recording the dialogue when you might consider revisiting the process in the future. Now I am going to review each of my cars against each of my criteria. First, how do my cars stack up when I want a comfortable four-door access? I'm giving the Jeep partial credit. Next, life cycle cost. Next, gas mileage. Next, personal desire. I really want a Porsche. Finally, availability. Now I have gathered all my weighted information and I can look at my final report. With my weighted criteria and my evaluations of each car against each of the criteria, CMT is telling me that the Ford is the preferred option, followed closely by the Hyundai. Supporting the decision is a section showing how I weighted the criteria, and below that, how each of the options was measured against each of the criteria items. You, the user, should be comfortable with the decision because you supply the data. If you don't like the answer, then perhaps you should change how you weighted the criteria, or perhaps you should revisit how you rated a car against one or more of the criteria. The objective of CMT is not to artificially generate a decision, but to document the decision in a manner that you can share with others. This may be important if you have to explain why you made the choice you made. When decision making is considered important for your business, then you might consider saving the structure for further use. Many times, the information gathering process is delegated to others. A recommendation can be generated and then revisited by the person with the ultimate responsibility. Adjustments by that person can also be helpful in documenting management buy-in. This has been a simple demonstration of criteria-driven decision-making using Compsim management tools. When used in a production environment, it is often helpful to document the explanation of how the weights of the criteria or options were made.